Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to be making an Autumn Leaves 3-card one-sheet wonder. And we'll be using the Autumn Leaves Photopolymer stamp set and dies, and then we'll use the Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. Before we get started, I want to give you a little more information about our promotions. Our first promotion is the Starter Kit Special. Join Stampin' Up as a demonstrator between October 1st to the 31st. Get $150 in products of your choice for only $99. That's a $30 added value. Our next promotion, you can save up to 30% on our favorite kits. Between October 1st and October 31st, you can select one or more of our kits and save up to 30% on each kit. And we happen to have 2 new kits that came out the 1st of October. Next, I'd like you to check out our new scrapbook products from the September 2024 scrapbooking brochure. And don't forget, the clearance rack was just loaded, and you'll want to make your selections right away because they don't last long. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Here's those cards we're going to be making today. And these are the sentiments we have on there. I'm thankful to have you as a friend. And I used some old retire paper. It was 6x6 paper, so we got our one-sheet wonder out of that. I'll show you how we're going to use this one. We'll do the same card, same format, and we're going to use this paper, which is Splendid Autumn 6x6 Designer Series paper. And I got my inspiration from the annual catalog. I looked at page 22, and they had the card templates down here, and we're going to use this one. It's on the top right of those 22 templates there. That's one we're going to use, and then this is one that we were going to use, kind of. It's this one here, and I off-centered it to the left, and I didn't put bubbles on there. I just put my sentiment up there. So I was inspired by these, and I'll keep this in mind for future cards. Okay, let's get started. We use the Autumn Leaves, and we use the Autumn Leaves dies, and we're going to use this die here, this die here, this die, this die. I don't think we use any others, so we'll come back later if we need those. And then we're going to use this stamp, this sentiment, and this sentiment. And I believe we're going to use For All You Do. I don't remember which one I decided. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a piece of our Early Espresso cardstock, cut at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, or that would be 14 centimeters by 21.6 centimeters. And I have it scored at 4.25 inches, and we're going to fold and burnish that. And I'm going to burnish it on both sides. That gives us a nice crisp edge there. Then we're going to take our Very Vanilla, and that is cut at 3 3/8 inches and 4 3/8 inches, or that would be 7.6 centimeters by 11.4 centimeters. That we're going to put down on this cardstock, and this is cut at 3.5 inches by 4.5 inches, or 8.9 centimeters by 11.4 centimeters. I'll have all these measurements inside the comments, just in case I forget to say one of them. And we're going to leave the inside of this card blank, I believe. Yes, we're going to leave this one blank. And we're going to put our glue on there, and I'm going to get our silicone mat out first so we don't get this work surface all sticky and stuff. The glue won't stick to the silicone mat, and if we do get glue on there, we can just rub it off, and our tear and tape and our Seal and Seal Plus won't stick to this either. Okay, I got to get this going first. And we're going to be using this, which is our Sweet Petunia, but I have this type of glue in there. That's our multi-purpose glue, and it works great. The gun allows me to do our stamping because I can't squeeze those small bottles. I have arthritis. So I'm going to leave 1/16 of an inch for a border on all four sides on this. And that would be 0.1 centimeters. Then we're going to put that inside our card base. And let's put it in here. I'm going to put it on my side. That way I can see all four sides there. And I want to center it. So I have about 1/2 inch from the top and the bottom, and about, oops, sorry, a little over 1/4 inch. Let me get my ruler out and we can see how accurate I was on that. I don't know what these measurements were. So this is 1/2 inch, and this should be 1/2 inch, yes. And then this is going to be about 3/8 of an inch there. A little shy of 3/8 of an inch, a little shy of 3/8 of an inch. And 1/2 inch would be 1.3, looks like here. And then these would be 1 centimeter. Okay, so we got that done. Next we're going to bring in this here. And I'm just going to set it on there for right now. And we're going to bring this here, and we're going to bring in our trimmer. I'm going to move this out of the way. We need to cut 2 inches off, and I'm going to take off the top 2 inches. I liked how that looked, like that. And then I'm going to lower it just a little bit. Wasn't sure if you saw the measurements there. Then we want to make this 5.5 inches. So we'll take off 1/2 inch, and I'm going to finish taking off the rest of the top from up here. So we'll only have a little bit of the blue haze there. Okay, that's one. Then we need to take this. This is 6 inches by 4 inches, I believe. So we're going to cut it at 3 inches, right in half. We'll take that for right now. Then we're going to cut this at 1.5 inches. And we'll get that out of the way. And then we're going to take at 1.5 inches here. I'm going to put this all back up on here for you. And then we're going to turn in, we're going to take the 1.5 off the bottom. So I want to make sure it's the bottom portion. And we can go this way. I flipped it over. Okay, so these are our measurements. It started out as 6 by 6 inches, or that'd be 15.2 centimeters by 15.2 centimeters. Then we cut it off the first 2 inches, and 2 inches would be 5.1 centimeters. And then we cut off 1/2 inch, so we made it to 5.5 inches, which would be 14 centimeters. So that's going to be for one panel. I'm going to set that aside. Then the next piece is 3 inches here. 3 inches by 4 inches. So the 3 inches would be 7.6 centimeters. And then the 1.5 inches would be 3.8 centimeters. And we made a square out of that. Okay, then this was the 1.5 inches again, so that's 3.8 centimeters. And then this is what was left, was 2.5 inches, which is 6.3 centimeters. Then this is the exact same measurements, just in reverse. Okay, so that's going to be for our first card. That's what we're going to put on there. Then our second card, we're going to cut this down, and we're going to use, I'm going to change the measurements here. We're going to use 1.25 inches, or that would be 3.2 centimeters. And I want to make sure I've got it in the right, I didn't flip it over, that's how it's supposed to be. So 1.25 or 3.2 centimeters. And we're going to go up, and then we're going to take that and we're going to cut it at, we'll cut it at 2.5 inches and 1.5 inches. We already got that set. So these are the same measurements as we took here. So we're going to take it 1.5 inches off the bottom. So that's 3.8 centimeters. And then on this one, we'll do the same thing. What's left is 1.75 inches, or that's going to be 4.4 centimeters. We need to take 1.5 off the top, so that's 3.8 centimeters. And that leaves 2.5 inches on the bottom, or 6.4 centimeters. That's going to be our second card. I think we're done with our trimmer because I did a lot of cutting ahead just to save us some time. All right, we'll bring our glue back in, and we're going to position these on here. And we want to leave 1/4 inch for a border along the outer edges. So that is 0.6 centimeters, I believe. That's about where we want it. And we're going to start at one corner, and I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm not going to press it down very hard because I want to be able to adjust it if I need to. So I'm going to make sure I get everything glued down really quick here. I'm actually going to put glue on both of these. So let's get some glue on this one. I'm going to put glue on this one. And we'll set those on here, but we're not going to press it down yet because we want to make sure we're getting them all on here and without having it crooked anywhere. And we'll put these on here next. Okay, then we'll put these down on here. That looks good there. I'm going to turn it and see if it looks straight this way. It looks like it needs to be adjusted some. So that is done. Then we're going to put glue on the back. Before we do that, I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure we got paper contacting paper. We don't want to have any air bubbles left. And then we're going to put it on here using this orientation. And we're going to center it, and we'll leave about 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom for a border, and then those 3/8 inches on the sides. That looks nice. I'm going to use my bone folder on the inside to get rid of any air bubbles. Then we need our sentiment, don't we? I've got that, and we're going to need our linen thread. I'm going to tie off a bow right away before I forget. I'm going to straighten it first. Then we're going to take a loop here. We'll take a loop here. And then we're going to cross them over each other. And pull that one through the middle here. And then we just pull these ends to get them to the size we want. That's going to be about right. And I'm going to get my snips and we'll cut that off. We'll come back to these. First, I wanted to show you how I decided what leaves I was going to use. I've got this leaf here. There's nothing stamped on it, just the green leaf. And then we've got these stems. And that looks good, right? But then if you have this piece here, it's been stamped, and then you put this on top of it, that just looks that much better. But then when I put it down here, I really didn't like that look. Well, let's pretend this is our sentiment. We're going to have that over the top of that. I really didn't like that. I would like to try the darker one. So I did the same thing here. We've got this with nothing stamped on it. Not quite doing it for me. Then we have this one that's stamped. That's okay, but I liked it much better when we put this on there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to glue that on there, and I'll put these aside for the other ones. And we're going to have to glue another one, stamp one, and cut it out in just a second. We'll work on the second card. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. I'm going to barely squeeze so I can get those dots on there. Start way up there, because I want that to stay. And I'm not worried about the stem, because that's going to be underneath. And then I'm just going to bring that all the way up to the tip there. A bit more. There. So we've got this, and we can bring in our other bow here. Like that. Okay. So I'm just going to set that aside for right now, because we need to stamp our sentiment. Let me get this out. For our sentiment, we need to use I'm Thankful. And we're going to use our Early Espresso. I'm going to go right about here. When I cut the cardstock for these, I turned the paper and cut the 4.5 inches and another 4.5 inches, and then this is what I had left at the end. So I thought that worked out really well. Okay, I'm going to stamp off on this, if I can find that paper. That helps keep my Stampin' Scrub clean, so I don't have to change it very often, the spray. Because once this gets muddy, you want to rinse it out. So I am going to spray this with our Stampin' Mist. Didn't need a whole bunch there because I have just a couple stamps. So from this point forward, I'll stamp off camera. Clean those. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to need to bring in our mini cut and emboss machine. I'm going to need this. We need to have the pattern that's on the bottom here. So we need the 1 plate. Then we need two plates. Here's one and here's one. They've been well loved, so the number is no longer on there. They are 2s. Then we're going to put this on here. And I want to get it centered over there. And I'm going to just take this tape right here, hold it in place. That tape is a well-used piece of laboring cover-up tape. This is sticky, but it removes cleanly, and you can reuse it and reuse it. Now, I believe we wanted to put in here for all you do. And I think I can do it right down here. We may have to do this over again, but I think if I just do it right here, I'm thankful for all you do, but I'd rather have it on the right. Sorry about my head. So I've got it down in the bottom corner there on the right. What do you think? That look okay? Yeah, that looks great. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way again. Okay, so now we're going to need our dots. So I want to put that linen thread on there. I'm going to put it right over this right here. And I think I'll use more dots to finish attaching that part. Could use glue. And I'm just going to put the dots on the back of this, and then we can attach it to the leaves, I think. Now remember, this isn't going to stick to this, so if I don't have it matched up right, no worries there. So right there. All right. Then we can put our dimensionals on the back of that. So let's get our big dimensionals. And I'll get our small ones too. We'll put the small ones on the back of the big piece here. Right there. Right there. There. And I'm going to put big ones on the leaves. And let's do one small one down here. Oh, 2 of them there. We'll do one right here. And we'll do one in the middle here. That should be plenty. I take your pick tool out and peel that paper backing off. That one we got already. That one we got already. That one we didn't. That one we have already. And this one we need yet. Okay. And we put, I'm thankful for all you do. And we can put it right about here. I think that's going to be great. And I see that the stem is sticking out the bottom here. I'm just going to reach in there and clip it off. All right, one down. Okay, so the next one, I did some cutting for us ahead of time, assembling. I decided we were going to use this for our front sentiment. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And I think I'm going to die cut it first. And then I can stamp in the middle of that. So we'll just do that. Enough room there. I don't need to tape it down. So now we can stamp this. We'll bring this back in. I have this mat here because we're using photopolymers and they don't have any cushion. So this will allow it to look like a cling stamp when you use that pad there. Very good. I don't think we got one more yet. We better leave that out here. So now it says autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful, and inside we have with a grateful heart. And I've got that all assembled because we used the same technique as we did for that first card. And I had just stamped this before I glued anything, because if I messed up on stamping it, I can always flip it over and use the other side. Stampin' Up! Just announced the 2026 incentive trip, and it's a fabulous 7-night Alaska adventure cruise on the Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas. You might ask, why are you telling me this? Well, because I want to be on that ship when it sails. But I'm going to need your help by placing an order on my website. Can't order with me? Then share my video with your crafting friends. If you want to come with me, then take advantage of the starter kit special I spoke of earlier and start earning your way to Alaska. Stampin' Up! Also just announced another promotion, and it's the stamp sale from October 7th to the 9th. Takes 15% off all stamps from the 2024 to 2025 annual catalog. You'll want to act fast, for this stamp sale only lasts 3 days. It's the perfect time to place an order with me and save some money for yourself, and it will help me out with achieving my goal. It's a win-win. Now let's bring in our other card base and our piece of crushed curry. And we're going to arrange this on here. I'm going to bring this silicone mat up here. I think I'll get rid of this cushion for right now. So we want that to be at the top and at the bottom. There and there. All right. Got plenty of glue, so they should be able to slide around some. I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch for the border all the way around the outside. This needs to be moved up some. I'm going to turn it this way. I'll flip these over. Okay, and these should be right here. All right, let's see. All right, let's press that all down. Then we'll put this on the card base. And we'll bring it in here. So where is this top? So this is the top. So, and we've got that going that direction too. All right. So again, we're going to leave 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom, and 3/8 of an inch on the left and right sides. So this is the top, this is the bottom, left and right sides. Basically center it on the card. Then we want to do that knot again with the linen. So we're going to pull the thread so that it's not all curly. And then we're going to do a bow. So I'm going to take 2 loops and I'm going to put one right over the other and bring it through the middle there. And we just pull that. And we'll bring that back down this way. All right. And where's our dots? Here they are. And we're going to use this now. So we'll put the dots right in here. Put one right here. Put one right up in here. And then I'm going to put this one on here. Right about there. I'm going to get that loose up here. I want it up there, not so far down in the back. There, that looks better. And we need our dimensionals to put on the back. One in the middle, and these. I don't want that to flip over because it'll stick on there. And then I won't be able to get it off. Put right in the middle here. I think that's going to work great. So that says, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful with a grateful heart. We got one more to do. So we've got this cardstock that is cut at 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches, or 6.4 centimeters by 14 centimeters. And we got this piece here, which was 2 inches, 5.1 centimeters by 5.5 inches, or 14 centimeters. So we're going to glue that down. And we're going to line it up so the edges are lined right up and have a 1/4 of an inch on each side. Then we want to put this on here. Yep, let me make sure we didn't have anything on the inside. And we're just going to center it, off-center it to the left a little bit. So since this is the top, this is going to be the left. And then our sentiment, we're going to use the same one that we did on the first card. And then we need to stamp another leaf here. And we're going to get our Mossy Meadow. You can barely see that. Let me get this stamped. Okay. And we'll bring out our cut and emboss. So we're going to line this up first. Except for I do have a pattern for this. So this is one that I cut before, so I'm going to use this on here. It's so hard to see anyways. And that, once I get that lined up there perfectly, I will tape it down onto this board here. And we can drop that inside there. And I'm going to tape that down again. I can find some of that tape. And then I have one more I want to do. We are going to do this. Bring this back in here. We'll crank it out. There it is. It's so fine I couldn't see it. There. And then we'll glue these down. Need to flip this over. All right. Then we'll just get our linen thread again. We'll straighten that out some. 2 loops, one over the other and through the middle there, guys, and pull loops, and then we can shorten the loops. Don't need them that big, so you just pull these edges there. We'll trim that off. So we need to get our dots out again. So we're going to put this on like we did that first one. Put the bow onto the leaf. about there. Then we're going to put 2 dots on here. One right here. Come on. There. Let's see if I can pull that loop a little bit. Very good. Okay, and now I see I've got this. I'm going to trim that. A lot easier trimming it before I got it all glued down. And then we'll use our dimensionals. One there and one here. And get it to go without sticking to my finger. One here. One in the middle. And then we'll use our big dimensionals right here and right here. And let's see, we need to take these paper backings off. And then we'll put it on here. I'm thinking right about there, so then you still see the majority of that sunflower. Did it off center to the right. Now we can put some gems on there. I don't think we need this anymore. I think we'll use these. They are our faux glass dots. And we can use these right here. I think I'll put one right here. And put one right here. One right there. We'll put one right here. And right there. And right up there. That looks good. And one more. Let's try the other side. We'll go this way. Oh, I didn't notice they had some smaller ones here. I could have been using some of those. One there, one up here. I like to use odd numbers. Makes it more interesting. We are done. I hope you like this project as much as I did. As you can see, it works great with just about any sentiment. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Sunday, October 13th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be making something from the new mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.